Here we are. Hello, everybody. How's it going? Welcome back to another live stream. Welcome back, everybody. We're doing something different today. We're doing some gliding in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I absolutely love gliding in Flight Simulator, which is an absolutely beautiful sim. And the gliding works decently well, even though the official glider support is not out yet, which will be in a couple of months. But there are good mods, and Ridge Lift is already working beautifully. So are the thermals below clouds. And we will do a nice task today. We'll fly from Lugano in Switzerland to Innsbruck in Austria, crossing some beautiful scenery, mountain scenery in the Alps. It should be a very, very epic flight. And thanks for tuning in, everybody. Bose Beaver, Andrea Baucho, glad you are joining me here. This is an event that was organized on our Discord. The link to that Discord is in the description, and I've also pinned it in the chat. If you want to join, there's still time. Obviously, you have some mods to install, but if you already have all mods installed, then you're more than welcome to join us. And let me show you here what we're doing here today. This is the task that we're flying. We're flying out of Lugano Airport, LSZA. Sorry, I don't know the lingo, the pilot lingo. I'm not a real pilot, for everybody who's wondering. And there's 1, 2, 3 waypoints, 4 including the finish, which is in Innsbruck. So we'll start in Switzerland, then we'll cross into Italy, and then back into Austria. St. Moritz is a waypoint, and then another waypoint here in Italy, back in Italy, the Russian Sea, the lake in Italy, and then the beautiful Stubai Glacier in Austria, and then on to Innsbruck. It should be a really, really scenic flight, guys. So let's get started. Give me 1 second here. Right, we're in the sim. This is the glider I'll be flying. Lima Sierra Zulu Alpha. Yeah, I could have probably figured that out, but that's correct. Yes. The AS33 is a high-level competition glider, and it's done beautifully in Microsoft Flight Sim as a mod. It's a free mod, you can download it. All the links to the downloads you will find on the Discord as well as some tutorials and various flight plans and weather presets and all you need to get going. Speaking of flight plans, let's load that one in. I've created this one today. Let's see. There it is. And then we'll check the flight conditions. We have all players multiplayer. I'll be joined by a couple of members of the Discord. We have a tow pilot as well who will give us a tow if everything works well. And then the weather preset is selected here as well, Lugano Innsbruck. We have a wind coming from northwest, and it should hit the ridges beautifully. It should be a fantastic ridge soaring task, meaning we're getting lift off of the ridges of the mountains as the wind is going over the ridges and therefore elevates us. Anything else? No, I think we're good to go, so let's load in. How's the sound, everybody? Is the music too loud? I hope not. Hope you can understand me well. In a second, I'll also unmute myself on Discord so we can communicate with the tow pilot. We don't necessarily need a tow plane with the AS33 glider because it can self-launch. It has a integrated propeller in the back that you can extend and use to self-launch. But since we have a tow pilot available today, we might as well use him. Right, we are on runway 01.
Clear.
Sounds okay. Thanks for letting me know. I'm using the track AR. That's why I'm wearing this funky hat. Then let's see if we can get little nav map to load in here. There it is. Sometimes it takes a while and you need to fiddle a little bit with the window for it to show, but there it is. Okay, now let's all go on to Discord. 1 second. There we go. All right, everybody, welcome. We are live.
Welcome, welcome.
Cool. Yeah, I'm on the runway and I will connect to you in a second. I hope everybody is ready. Okay, connecting the Kinetic Assistant, which is a third-party application that provides some glider functionality. Looks like I'm still seeing some wrong planes here. Not sure why that is. Is that Henry up there? Doesn't say.
Well, I'm the plane in front of you. Next to me is Henry. He's just going behind you, probably also then attaching to me.
Are you just ahead of me, or where are you?
I'm just ahead of you, yeah?
Yeah. Okay, I see you in the correct plane, presumably. And Henry, who is hovering on the right, I assume, but he's in the same plane model. I don't know why that is. He should be in a glider model. And I just installed the latest version. I'm gonna check one more time in the options, in the traffic options. Aircraft traffic type, is that something I need to turn on?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, but it only says off, real-time only, and AI offline, so that doesn't seem relevant. Use generic.
I use real-time online, so
yeah,
probably
okay.
You should use it too. Turn that off as well, just as a safety measure.
Right. And the generic plane models is set to off, right? Yeah. No. If that's Henry on my right rear, then he is still in a...
Yeah, that's Henry.
That's so strange, I don't get it. But not much we can do now, I guess. Unless...
You know, it's still going to be fun.
Yeah, it's fine. Alright then, checking my ballast real quick. It's pretty much default, except 100% fuel. Checking the spoilers are working, yes. Checking the rudder is working, yes. Flaps in aero tow position. Trim into neutral. And then I will connect to you. Nose hook, another player. Search. I see you and I will click on you. I'm attached.
Okay, I'll be taking up slack.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird, but some people see the right planes. I don't. That's very strange. By the way, welcome Andreas and Homie FFM in the chat. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, we're rolling. And we're airborne. The gear is up. And the tow pilot has been briefed where to take us, so hopefully he remembers.
I have a map open, don't worry.
Perfect.
Okay, tachyometer on is in green. Can still slow a bit down. We are a tad fast. Positive climb rate 5. feet per second. And we're off.
Nice. Somebody's asking if that's the stall alarm. No, that's the variometer who's doing the peeping. It peeps when you gain altitude. It does a happy beeping sound. And it does a not so happy beeping sound if you lose altitude. It can get a bit annoying, I think, for viewers, but for the pilot it's a very useful sound. So you know when you get lift. Very, very crucial. Somebody's asking how much ammo I have on my plane. Not much ammo, only water ballast. And the only thing we are attacking today is the task that we set us, which is 210 kilometers long, with 4 turn points. I think it's gonna be a 2 to 3 hour flight, so strap in everybody, get comfortable, grab some popcorn, and enjoy some beautiful sights within Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Henry launched himself out with his turbine.
Okay, you're going too slow for him. Probably be good if you avoid going too close to ridges on your left, because that's where there will be downdrafts. So either fly on the left of the ridge, or yeah, in the valley it should be fine as well. Welcome Terry, welcome Reike. Thanks for tuning in, and glad you enjoy also some flight sims on the channel. I know usually I stream racing sims, car racing sims. Today we are racing in the sky. The task will be timed, so theoretically we're trying to do it as fast as possible, obviously. At the same time we want to enjoy the scenery, which there will be plenty of scenery to be enjoyed. Some beautiful lakes, some beautiful glaciers, very nice mountain panoramas on our way to Innsbruck from Lugano. Crossing the Italian border and the Austrian border. Flying over places close to where I used to live. Now obviously not anymore since I moved. But I'm quite familiar with the Alps, as that's the place where I grew up. Andreas Andersen, yes, that's exactly where. Stolen country, yeah. North Italy. We'll pass the Reschensee lake in South Tyrol, which has a very unique landmark that is also represented in the sim, which is a church that is immersed in the lake. So very, very unique feature. And I set the waypoint in such manner that there will be a maximum altitude that you can have when you cross the waypoint. So you have to be lower than, I believe, 1900 feet or 1800 feet. Otherwise you will not be checking that waypoint off. So that means we'll have to fly low enough so we can actually see that church I was just talking about. Let's see if my buttons work. Yes, now you can have you can bind keys for this glider, which is amazing. There was just an update for this glider. Now I can use my all the buttons on my steering wheel in front of me to bind functions for a flight sim. Yeah, we have quite some time to go till we reach the release tow area.
Yeah, I'll try to tow you as high as I can.
Yeah,
until we reach with that area.
that's fine. We've got already pretty decent altitude. I know the ridge just before the starting point will work beautifully for me anyway. So if you can just fly to the left of that mountain straight ahead of you into that valley, then we should be good.
All right, as you wish.
Awesome stuff. Shoutouts to our tow pilot, member of the Soaring Club Discord, everybody. If you're, this is your thing, gliding, Microsoft Flight Sim, you should definitely join our community.
And once you're part and you want to tow, just hook me up. I'll tow you anywhere.
What a beautiful service that is. Andreas, you bought a Quest 2 and you love it. Cool. I have a HP Reverb G2 and I also love it. But for long flights, it's not so great VR in my opinion. It gets very uncomfortable. But you know, every person is different in that regard. Some can handle it better than others. But I'd like to be connected with my environment, and especially when I'm streaming, it makes a lot more sense to do it in 2D rather than VR. But it is very immersive indeed. Very cool experience. And you know, gliding in VR is a lovely combination. Yeah, the Quest 2 is a really good value for money, I believe, from what I hear. It's a very decent headset, very versatile, and you can link it with a cable, right, to your PC as well. So that's pretty cool. Almost catching up with the tow pilot here. Might need to get my spoilers out. I believe there is tow rope flex simulated within this mod. The pretty
it is
pretty cool mod, the Kinetic Assistant, that adds this tow functionality and many other things. But still looking forward to the native support of gliders coming this fall, this autumn, according to the developers. You only glide in the race run. Yes, I have flown a task in VR as well. That's pretty cool. Especially with this glider, because it has the waypoints and everything you need on the display. Other gliders you need second screens or various map solutions, which is not so handy in VR. I know there's ways to do it, but you know, it just gets a bit... It's a bit of a hassle.
Okay, we are in the launch area. Ready for release?
Yeah, I'm good to go if you are.
Okay, I'll turn left, you turn right.
Okie doke. Whenever you're
See
ready.
you soon. I'll come back with an AS33.
Thank you.
Release
Perfect.
5,600.
Alright, we are off, guys. We are now falling. We need to find lift. And the best way to find lift, in my opinion, in Microsoft Flight Simulator is ridge lift. Let's see actually what time of day it is here right now. It might be a bit late, yeah. Let's actually change the time to something around noon. That looks better. Better visibility. Yeah, as I was saying, how do you get to see the task? You see it here on the display. If I zoom out, you can see the leg is starting just in front of me. Also, on the left bottom of the screen, it's the little nav map app that you can download. and then it is integrated up here in the apps, and you can just select it. It's a bit fiddly though to get it to work, but if it works, then it's a great tool. You can see the green lag on the nav map in the bottom left is the active lag, and the blue lag is, yeah, it's the inactive, the upcoming lags. So now you will hear some beeping. I'm on the left side of the ridge. The wind is coming from the left and it's blowing against this mountain, which makes the air go above the mountain. So it has to go up, and we will use that updraft to generate altitude. That's the name of the game. Unfortunately, I think I lost all my ballast. There's a bug with the tow plane that makes the water ballast go out. But maybe we'll... No, I don't think we can add ballast, otherwise the task will get eliminated. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But with the water ballast in the wings, you can just fly faster. But of course, you will not get much, or you will not rise as well. Here we should get better lift. I'm adjusting my flaps on the left. I have my throttle, Thrustmaster throttle, that I slide forward and backwards. I believe I have a second camera where you will be able to see it later. And I'm also adjusting my trim constantly, so I don't have to move the stick too much. Okay, I have tailwind right now, so the ridge in front of me should work. I do have a propeller as well there that I can use in emergencies. I'm trying not to do that though. We just have to generate a little bit of altitude here in the beginning so we can start to cross the first waypoint. And then our task officially starts. That's when the timing of the task starts. You can see here I'm getting lift here on the variometer on the right. You can see the average lift in knots. That's 2.6 knots I'm averaging right now. That is okay. It's not a lot, but it means we're generating altitude. TrackIR is working beautifully. It's a quite essential tool in my opinion. When you have to orientate yourself within the terrain, it is very, very helpful. In the beginning, we will spend a little bit of time here flying in circles, and then we'll start our cross-country flight. A cross-country flight is defined by, I don't know how many kilometers you have to depart from your airport for it to count as cross-country. Like 100 kilometers, something like that.
Basic cross-country starts at 50 kilometers. That's also the first goal you have to achieve during flight training, in Germany at least.
Ah, nice. Good to have a real pilot here with us that can give us those information. You are a real pilot, right?
Yeah, I fly mostly older gliders, like from the 50s, 60s, 70s, because these things just have my heart.
Nice.
And yeah, but in the end, it's all still the same. The only thing that, of course, improved in time is, of course, that modern gliders are much more based on performance. Back then, it was mostly based on the safety of the aircraft, although it started to become more and more performance-based
Awesome.
as gliding grew more and more competitive than it was back then.
Mhm. Nowadays, there are sailplane Grand Prix. There are very high-level competitions.
There are even world championships, which are based all over the world. Sometimes in Australia, sometimes in Argentina or Chile. Some are also all hosted in the US, but a lot of competitions, more competitions than anywhere else, are also hosted in Europe. Because in the end, gliding was still a German invention. Our father of flight is not the Wright brothers, it's Otto Lilienthal.
Yeah, many famous glider manufacturers also located in Germany, right? Schleicher and
Schleicher, Champiert, Glaser Dirks, all German manufacturers, still in the top levels of all aircraft that are around methods of gliding.
Yeah, the one we are flying is a Schleicher, Alexander Schleicher AS-33, which is one of those sailplane Grand Prix planes, or at least it's up there with the high competitive gliders.
It's one of the most modern gliders Schleicher is making to this day.
Yeah.
And they are even sending their own pilots with company-sponsored planes to such competitions to promote these gliders.
Awesome. I'm having a bit of a hard time here, actually, getting a good reach, but I'll get there. Let's see, we can... Yeah, the starting waypoint, I'm only 2 kilometers away, but I need a little bit more altitude. Let's see, this should work here. The wind is hitting this ridge directly. And you can see I'm getting lift here. Flying a bit sketchy. You wouldn't do this in real life, turning in the direction of the ridge like that. Getting a bit close, but everything's under control, hopefully. I did fly this task already today in the afternoon as a test to see how it works. And it was a very beautiful flight. I hope I can replicate it now. And we don't have to land in some farmer's field somewhere. Okay, I'm at 2,000 meters now. I should actually change that to feet, so it matches my nav display. That's better. 6,700 feet. The starting point is 6,400 feet. That's interesting. We can change how it displays the task, either north up or track up. I like the track up, so it Yeah, it's easy to follow the flight plan. But 6,400 feet, that doesn't seem right for the starting point altitude. Looks like it's higher. So, Mr. Tow Pilot, did you change into your glider already, or?
Yeah, I'm already on my way.
Okay, cool. What should I call you? Should I just call you Tow Pilot? Or do you have a name?
You can call me Mo.
Okay, Mo. Perfect. You can call me Georg. You are German, right? So you should be able to pronounce that name. Many of my English friends have a hard time with Georg, but I think you'll be able to. Alright, 6,800 feet. We're getting there. Was a bit of a struggle in the beginning, but now we're finding very good lift here indeed. Andreas says it's interesting when you fly circles and you still get updraft. Actually, these gliders are designed to have the most efficient aerodynamics at an angle, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sure Mo knows that better than I do.
Yeah, that's why gliders especially have these long rectangle wings to basically give the up-moving air mass as much surface as possible to catch the glider, basically.
Right. Okay, I'm pretty much exactly at the starting point now, but I still have some altitude to gain, I believe. So I'll wait for you. I'm at 7,000 feet currently. So I think you should aim at around 7,500 feet for a good starting position.
Yeah, I still have to reach the test launch point first.
Yeah. You're on the motor, right?
Yeah, I'm launching out on myself with a retractable engine because as I switch to the glider, I don't have a tow pilot.
That's right.
I could use the AI tow pilots, but I'll be honest, they're not so great.
I did actually record a AI flight path myself, but yeah, I agree, it's still not that great.
And that's actually why I also hope that Asobo and Microsoft will have a heart and give us the option to either choose to use AI pilots or let multiplayer members tow us.
Yeah, that would be nice indeed. Good evening, Swiss. Andreas asks, pilots have 0.0% degree too? I don't know what you mean, but...
I think he means if pilots can be drunk.
Can be drunk?
Yeah, and I can tell you, it's not a matter of recommendation. It's basically against the law.
Yeah.
Like, we have a absolute 0.0 tolerance. In a car in Germany, you can have up to 0.5, and you can be trouble-free as long as you don't cause any accidents. But for gliding or flying in general, you have to be absolutely sober.
That makes sense.
And whenever something happens, then when you're drunk and flying and something happens, no matter if you're guilt-free, you will be guilty in that case.
I have to be careful not to fly across the start point unwillingly. But I'm at 7,500 feet now, and that looks to be like a good height. Just waiting for you now, so we can start at the same time. Do you see how many kilometers?
Well, I won't really do the task. I'll just fly along.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
I never was into competition, into competitive gliding. I just do it for the relaxing part.
yeah, me too, to be honest. But you know, to have a task, it just gives you a purpose and
Yeah.
a goal. But of course, feel free to do what you like.
Okay, I'm closing in on the starting point.
I'm not seeing any name displays on my screen anywhere, actually. But hopefully that will
I
change.
saw your nameplate when I told you, but right now I don't see you at all.
Yeah, I think
Just another one of Microsoft Flight
yeah,
Simulator's known bugs.
Exactly. I haven't even checked that I'm on the correct server, but I guess we are on the Europe West server, right?
Yeah, I'm on Europe West as well.
Yeah. How many Ks are you away from the starting point? Do you see it on your display?
I see it on my display. I don't see how far I am away.
You can, on the bottom left where it says nav display, if you turn that knob, it will start showing you information. If you have the task loaded, that is.
Yeah, I have it loaded. Uh, 15 miles.
Ooh,
Oh,
miles.
wait.
It should say on the distance top left in that black section below. And you have to make sure you select the correct waypoint. There's the bottom right knob on the display. You can select which waypoint it shows. It should show start.
Oh, start. 1.6 miles.
Okay, then we should be really close because I'm 1.5 miles, but I'm not seeing you, unfortunately. But let me just know when you're ready to go, then we go. If you see those two small lakes on the top of the ridge, that is the starting point, pretty much. It's very, very small lakes. Can barely call them lakes.
Well, first of all, I'm going to shut down my engine now.
Yeah.
Okay, engine is off, retracting, and my nav computer told me I started the task.
Okay, then I will follow shortly. Yeah, it's a shame the multiplayer is still quite a bit buggy in Microsoft Flight Sim with disappearing planes. When it works, it's nice. Alright, I'll cross.
I just saw... No, that's fat and a discus.
Okay, I'm starting now. What? Why did it not start my task? I flew directly over it. That's humbug. Can I make that? Yes. Woo. Well, even if the task isn't timed, I'll just change to the next waypoint. That's odd though. Now it started. Perfect. Okay, second waypoint is St. Moritz, 37 miles from here. And we have the track up, so it's easy to follow. I was too high, Andreas says. No. There's no maximum height for the waypoint. Only for the one waypoint at the Russian sea. So we'll still try to fly left side of these ridges. And then head into the right direction eventually, which is to our right. Can I make it over that ridge like that? Probably not. Probably have to fly around. But I can't fly on the right side of the ridge because there will be downdrafts. And you don't want that. And you lose a lot of altitude. Andreas says he's so relaxed. Only one more hour and then one more 26-hour shift. Okay, and then holiday. Nice. Enjoy your holiday. And good luck with your work shift. I'm very close to these ridges. Yeah, gliding in multiplayer is difficult because it's very difficult to stay close to each other all the time. I mean, obviously, in real life that's also not really the point, but it's a lot of fun when you see other gliders. But you know, every second you're taking different decisions where you fly, where you need to fly, and it's very difficult to stay in formation or stay close to each other all the time. Especially if you don't see each other in multiplayer. Very good lift here. The wind is coming from the left. You can see the yellow arrow here on my compass. That is showing me the wind direction. So I see it's coming from the left and I see the ridge on my right side. So the wind is blowing against it directly. Look at this beautiful lift we get here. 6.0 knots average. That is really good. Fly a loop here. By the way, I'm using the Map Enhancer mod, which replaces the default textures with Google textures, and they look absolutely amazing in this area. Highly recommend you checking it out. Use at your own risk though, obviously. Okay, a few more corners, then we can move on, I believe. Now at 8,000 feet. Wow, look at the altitude we're making here. Look at this. You can see the altitude in feet right here, right? On the left. The airspeed indicator. And yeah, we have two variometers. On the right, the above variometer is compensated total energy variometer, if I'm not mistaken. And the bottom right is just basically vertical speed indicator. Again, Mo will probably correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, the top one directly under the registration of your glider, that's the electronic variometer, which can be switched, to be honest, between different modes, like total energy. Then there's a mode, I only know the German name, Sollfahrt. It basically shows you, depending on... Yeah, the speed to fly, correctly. Thanks for correcting me there. It shows you which speed you should fly to make it to your target with the least possible loss of altitude.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the normal variometer, it basically shows the same info as the barometric variometer on the bottom right. But also it then turns these informations into an acoustic signal, so you can interpret the climb rate without looking on your dials, because looking out on while gliding is keys to survival.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see the lake ahead of us. That's Lake Garda, also close to Lake Como and Lake Maggiore here in northern Italy. And welcome Olaf to the stream. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoy some flight sim with us. We're starting to get a really good look here of the Alps. We're at currently 8,700 feet. That is quite a bit below 3,000 meters. Should be around 2,500-ish, 600, something like that. And we've gained a nice bit of altitude here, so I think we can move ahead towards our next waypoint, that is St. Moritz in Austria. Homie, the stick I'm using, that is the Thrustmaster, what is it called now? The orange one. Don't even remember the name. What was it called? Oh yeah, the 1600 or 16,000M, I believe is the name. It's nothing special by any means, but it does the job beautifully. I mean, the stick sensitivity is really nice. You can do really precise inputs. It comes with the thruster, you know, the throttle. So I'm using that one for sliding my flaps lever up and down, as you can see here in the cockpit. Kind of makes sense to me. Obviously, there will be a real slider would be nice to have. There are companies who produce glider-specific flight sim hardware. But since my rig is like a hybrid between racing simulator and a flight simulator, I don't want to make it too specific for either of which, so I can use it for different things. That reminds me, I might turn on my motion simulator. Let's see what that does for us. Boom. As some of you may know that are watching my channel, I have a speed mover by SimXperience, the 6 Degrees of Freedom motion simulator, and it works with flight simulator really well actually. And it's very helpful when flying gliders specifically because you can feel every bump in the air. You can feel when you're getting lift as soon as you're entering a thermal or a updraft. You feel it like you have a full body force feedback. It's pretty neat actually. And when the camera switches on the live stream, I think you'll be seeing the seat, but obviously you won't be seeing a lot of movement. It's not like we're doing a roller coaster here. It's just very subtle movements. and it's working really, really well. Hey, Gamer Muscle, thanks for tuning in. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Any real gliding plan? No, actually, but there's I should really go to the local airport. They're doing glider flights, and even glider training. But the problem is that I don't speak Swedish that well. If it was, if they would do it in English, I might think about it. I've been living in Sweden for 10 years, but still haven't learned Swedish, believe it or not. Because everybody speaks English here, and especially the people I work with, they all speak English. You can't wait to do it, Gamer Muscle, but you can't fit in right now. Yeah, more tea drinking, less biscuit eating. So we're crossing this valley now. I have some custom camera views here. These are really nice. Provide a nice variety. One above the glider, and there's one at the nose, and one in the rear. Oh, now I see name tags.
Maybe you had a small connectivity dropout. I sometimes experience them with MSFS as well. So maybe that was the cause why we couldn't see each other. Now you see me in front of me.
Yes, I see you.
I see my name. I see my name tag on the stream.
Yeah, exactly. I see you. I see you. I mean, I have really good internet though, so I would
Yeah,
be
I see you now as
surprised.
well behind me. Yeah.
Cool, but
Again, it's more of an issue with the service of MSFS sometimes.
okay. I also see Let's Fats ahead of me, to my right.
Yeah, he joined in a discus when I launched out of Lugano.
Nice, nice.
I'll try to keep keep waiting for you on that ridge over here to so we can fly information for a bit.
Yeah, feel free.
Because that's actually something that most glider pilots, if they team up, do as well. Like even in single-seater gliders, you have sometimes team competitions where it counts that both pilots work together and reach the destination.
Ah, that's interesting.
Because there it also can also bring points in for the team. That if you can tell each other, hey, we got lift over here, come here, so we can both reach the destination.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the end, from putting the glider together to putting it back in the trailer on the hangar, it's all teamwork with gliding, even in the air.
Yeah.
So I always say when someone asks me about gliding, I always say closer to military aviation you cannot get. Because
to military
in military aviation it's all teamwork, and so it's with gliding as well. Also, a winch launch is pretty comparable to a launch on a carrier catapult.
Yeah, that's true. Alright, you're actually closer than I thought. I see you now. I'm just crossing that ridge here, and now I'm turning towards you. These name displays are ugly as hell and huge. They should make them smaller or nicer looking. Or only show names that are closer to you. I don't like it when the full sky is full of nameplates. But I guess that's...
Well, for that they have a feature that you can make a group and make it a group only.
I think we might need to do, or we should do that sometime in the future though. But it's hard to organize, you know. Then you have to add everybody as friend and...
Yeah, they didn't think of such communities getting together.
Yeah.
But more of friends getting together. But in the end, I think communities become friends at some point.
Yeah. I wanted to organize a flight like this for a long time on the Discord, but I've been so busy with real life and things that it's hard to find the time to organize them like this. But today was pretty spontaneous and casual, and I'm glad that a few people joined. Hopefully in the future we'll do it again, and maybe some more people join as well. I kind of feel like I'm lacking ballast. I'm going quite slow here. But if I add ballast now, I believe my task gets invalidated.
Yeah, because you...
Yeah. It's a cheat prevention.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense. Not that I really care about my time, but it's just some interesting information to have.
What would be cool, because I used my engine to get here, or to the launch point, start point, to be more exactly, would be that the solar panels on the back of the AS33, if they would be functional. Because I have like 25% of battery left.
Yeah. That'd be cool indeed. But I would think that takes quite a while to charge the battery now.
Actually, these solar panels are meant to mainly provide electricity for the instruments, because this huge nav display, a transponder, radio, it consumes a lot of energy. Like in my club's Discus, we have 3 battery compartments with each a battery of 12 volts in each.
Mm.
And on a real long, like 8-hour flight, you will definitely need all 3 of them.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought that it was enough power to power the engine. That you could charge from solar power. I mean,
you can charge it a little, but it's not sufficient enough to completely charge the battery again.
Yeah.
And in the end, the electric engine on the AS33 is still meant to be more of a self-launch and then climb, or as a range extender to make it home, especially when you don't have someone to who can come pick you up with a trailer.
Mm-hmm. Gamer Muscle, yes, I'm using the automatic scene switcher. I also have a separate scene here that shows the overall task, hopefully, if everything is set up correctly. Oh no, it shows the game. It should show the little nav map. Doesn't matter though. Opinion on Microsoft Flight Sim announcing the LG8. I'm sorry to say, I don't even know what that is. What is that? LG8? Is that a specific plane I should be aware of?
If he mistyped it, LS8.
LS8,
that's a glider from the company Roland Schneider, which sadly was closed in the 90s, I think.
Yeah, we have the LS4 as a mod.
Yeah, the LS4 is already a freeware mod. The LS8 is basically a further development of the LS4, just with a bigger wingspan, improved wings in general.
Mm-hmm. And they announced that? Did I miss that? I haven't seen that being announced by the developers.
Maybe in a Twitch stream they did, and maybe we didn't watch that part.
Oh, okay. It should be fairly recent then, because I usually watch all the streams by the devs, at least the relevant parts. But yeah, that's cool. I mean, I personally prefer the more modern competition gliders over the, more club class gliders.
The LS8 is still a competition glider.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Okay.
Still
cool.
being widely used. Glaser DX bought the license for all Rockoladen Schneider planes. They are still building them. They are still making parts for them. They are maintaining them. I mean, they also, as we talked before the stream, the LS8 with the FES's team.
Mhm.
Oh no, wait, that was the other guy that joined. Sorry. No, the LS8 is still being widely used in competitions, and it's being further improved with the recent adaptations of the LS8 Neo with winglets.
Cool. Does it have flaps?
No, winglets are like little vertical stabilizers on the end of a wing, which eliminate wing vortex, which can be which produce too much drag, and therefore, if we eliminate the wing vortex, drag is being reduced and makes the performance of the glider even better.
I know what a
That's
winglet.
why they are also on airliners, because that's about fuel efficiency.
Right.
Less drag means more efficiency of the fuel.
Yeah, but I was asking about flaps. Does it have flaps?
Oh, the LS8, no.
Okay.
There's the LS10. That's basically an LS8 but with flaps.
I do enjoy a flap glider myself. Sort of like shifting gears in a car. But yeah, I guess not all competition gliders need to have flaps, I presume.
Well, depends on the class of the glider, which features are included. Like to fit in a 15-meter class, it has to stay flapless. That would be Discus, the LS4, and at the 18 meters class, you will then have planes with flaps.
Cool. I think I'm getting too distracted by this beautiful scenery here. I'm losing you again. But I made quite a bit of altitude back there. I had a good ridge. So I'm at 9,800 feet. I see you are on 9,100, but you're quite a bit ahead of me. I'm trying to catch up now.
Yeah, I'll stay here. Try to climb a bit. This spot here has some nice lift. When I look out of the cockpit to the left, I think I'm at the moon.
Wow, Let's Fats is at 11,000 feet. That's a lot.
Yeah, to be honest, he used slew mode. I saw that.
Okay, good. We'll try not to cheat. But yeah, we just crossed the border to Austria a minute ago. We are approaching St. Moritz. It's a famous ski resort. They used to host the Winter Olympics. And after that, what is it after that? Yeah, we're going back to Italy for that lake and that church that is immersed in the lake, as I told you in the beginning of the stream. That should be quite the sight, and especially if you'd fly the task as it is intended, because then you will have to lose a lot of altitude to check off that turn point, because it will have a maximum altitude of, what was it? 1,800 feet. I see you to my left now. I'm at your, what is that, 5 o'clock? 4 o'clock?
More of a 9 to 10 o'clock position.
Anyway, I'm at your rear right. You're quite low.
Well, I'm using actually a more strategic way of flying here, as I know that most of our path is placed to benefit of the ridge lift of today. I try to make range while gliding.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they also do in competitions.
Yeah, so when there's a sink, you fly faster, and in lift, you fly slower.
Exactly, and I still try to make as much way as possible, because in the end, it's still about reaching the goal first. Although it also can be beneficial and bring extra points depending on the rules of the competition. How high you arrived, depending on if the goal has a maximum altitude to pass.
Yes, we don't have that here today, but I can see that. That's beautiful. I see Letzfets next to me, above me, and I see you below me. That's amazing. Love that. St. Moritz is, yeah, past those lakes. Demo Muscle, imagine living there. Yeah, I used to live there. Well, close to here anyway. And I never appreciated it until I left this place, and now I miss it. You can see we still have a wind coming from northwest, so that's from the left, as you can see here by the yellow arrow on the compass. So all the right side of this valley should work pretty good for lift. But in 6 miles we are approaching St. Moritz. You can see here the distance to the waypoint, and of course the waypoint is this small little circle. We have to fly over that. And then we are on our way to the next waypoint. Let me actually try something here. If we go here, yes. Let me see if I can show you the progress we made so far. Yes, we're quarter in, I would say. But of course the beginning was a bit slower. It will be faster towards the end. The opposite to the UK, you appreciate not being there. Yeah, that's a good one. All right, 3.5 miles. I think the most beautiful part of the flight is still ahead of us. It's in the last quarter, when we fly over the Stubai Glacier, which is absolutely stunning looking. It's huge, huge glacier. Also famous for freeride skiing and snowboarding. And then we'll finish in Innsbruck, where the finish point is just next to the ski jumping hill. Famous ski jumping hill in Innsbruck that you may or may not be familiar with. Innsbruck is the city I went to university at 10, 20 years ago. Still catching a bit of lift. Oh, and Letzfets is overtaking us. Now we're losing the ridge on our right, so Might as well make it over to St. Moritz now, which is on our left actually. You can see these arrows here on the display. They show you whether or not you're on track. If there's only the center line in the middle, then you fly straight ahead, you're on track with the waypoint, which is the case now. 0.7 miles flying over St. Moritz. You see the ski resort ahead of us, obviously not covered in snow during summer. Alright, 0.3 within the waypoint, that means we checked it off and we're off to the next one. Let's fly again to the right side of the valley, so we'll catch the lift again. Let's fetch is zooming, yeah.
Yeah, Discus always has a bit of a speed advantage.
Yeah.
Schleicher is more focused on providing good lift and range, but Discus Champion gliders always are based on speed. Like they're the Ferraris of gliding Formula 1.
Okay. Wow, let's fetch with the roll. Awesome aerobatic show, air show here for the viewers. Nice one. Beautiful. Another Maverick.
It would be a Maverick if he would do a Cobra in a Discus, and then he gets my respect if he pulls up off a Cobra in a Discus.
You wouldn't believe it, but I've never seen Top Gun, neither the original nor the remake. Should maybe watch it sometime.
I've seen the second Top Gun 2 times already, and I still wouldn't go for a third time.
Really? Is that good?
The cinematic shots are just great.
Yeah,
And the
I
detail
heard.
they put into the movie.
Yeah. I just can't stand Tom Cruise for some reason. I don't know.
Well, in private he is a douche, yeah, but he plays a good role.
Actually, I like
And,
one movie he made. He made one good movie, and that is Vanilla Sky. I don't know if you've seen it.
No, I didn't see that. Again, Tom Cruise did a good job with Top Gun, because on the second one he wanted to make it as authentic as possible, which is why he insisted on getting all the actors into an FA-18 themselves.
And he
to
did all
shoot.
the stunts himself as well, right?
Yeah, they put them into two-seater Hornets and flew some of the maneuvers shown in the movie with them on board, to make them feel what a pilot really has to endure in such maneuvers. Because he thought if they would just simulate the G-forces acting on them, it wouldn't be authentic.
Yeah, yeah.
And
That's,
he wanted to make
that's
and
dedication.
He wanted an authentic movie.
That's dedication and good production value for sure. But still, gliders are cooler than jet planes to me, jet fighters. Although I do appreciate a jet fighter, love the sound. Would love to go to a good air show sometime again and experience that. But gliding is just different in aviation, because it's, to me, it's like a sport. It is a sport, and a jet plane, there's no sport aspect to it. Flying a jet plane. I mean, I guess I guess you could make it a sport.
Glider pilots. To be fair, they basically have the most knowledge out of all general aviation pilots, because they need to read the weather just by looking into the clouds on the sky.
Mm.
But no, they have to guess the type of cloud. If it's just forming up or if it's letting itself go. They have to be aware of navigation. For powered pilots, motorplanes like a Cessna or something. As I told you before the stream, for me it's just pushing a lever for that, and that's it, and that's not flying to me.
Exactly.
If I just want to push a lever and go somewhere, I would drive a train or a car.
Yeah. All the flight sim enthusiasts flying their Airbuses and their airliners, I don't get it, but to each their own, I guess.
Yeah, I don't understand the joy of sitting in front of your computer for 18 hours doing nothing, but only the takeoff and the landing.
Yeah.
And not even the landing sometimes, they only adjust the autopilot to do it.
I mean, I guess there's still a pretty steep learning curve, you know, to understand all the systems. If you want to do it properly, of course, that is.
Of course, I don't underestimate that, but in the result in the end, that's what I'm questioning there.
I agree, I totally agree. Yeah, I can definitely feel that I lost all my ballast, because when I did this flight earlier today, it definitely was going faster. Strange bug that being told you lose your ballast. Good to know though, I guess.
Yeah, good to know, and we can maybe inform the devs of this mod later on.
Yeah.
So they can maybe look into it, maybe put a fix on it, because as this is probably also our goal with the stream, to show the people the beauty of gliding and getting them into it.
Absolutely.
We should try to work with the devs there together and provide good modifications for the sim.
But you know, for a dev, I guess it would be a little bit tricky situation now, working on bug fixes. Yeah, sure, but with the native support coming in a couple of months, you know, it's probably not worth doing these temporary fixes. Then later on will be obsolete anyway. So I could understand if they say, you know, we'll just wait for the native support and then we'll implement that the proper way. But of course, if somebody's watching and sees something that needs fixing, I would highly appreciate it. As I do appreciate everybody who's worked on mods, who made this possible. All the guys from Touching Cloud, all the guys Madolo Simulations and B21, and also the guys who, well, what's his name? John X Jonks, and his crew.
You mean Got Friends with a discus?
Exactly, Got Friends.
The Got Friends collective, yeah. Also,
shout out to the guy running the Microsoft Flight Simulator Gliders Facebook page. He's also a very dedicated person, member of the community, doing a lot of work to spread the word about gliding in Flight Simulator. Previously X-Plane, which I also did back in the day before I switched to Microsoft Flight Sim. I never tried Condor though. Just looks so old. But
even Condor 2 looks pretty old, I admit that, yeah.
Yeah. But I'm sure it's a great sim. Everybody says that. But I just can't. Well, if you know what you can see in Flight Sim, if you know the scenery in Flight Sim, it's so hard to ignore that and go into Condor, I think.
Performance-wise, Condor is the absolute go-to because it all focuses just on gliders and not every aspect of aviation. Therefore, they could get everything correct. the issue with Condor is no mod support. Everything else apart from gliding is AI driven, like winch launch is AI, tow pilots AI, but a smarter AI than Microsoft FSX or Kinetic Assistant.
Yeah.
Apart from that, you are stuck with the gliders that the developers of a game provide you. They recently added the LS3, a very old glider from the Schneider company, which is still up to date for the standard or club class. But apart from that, for casual flying or for scenery flying like this, Microsoft Flight Simulator is the go-to.
Yeah, for sure.
Because the maps are in Condor, or Condor 2 to be more precise, they are all community developed. Like the game only provides you one map based in Slovenia, and every other map is has to be downloaded manually, installed manually. So that's why I actually have driven away from Condor. I used to love Condor, but since MSFS is out, I'm only flying gliders in MSFS.
Yeah. But, you know, I think MSFS gliding, it's getting there. I mean, physics-wise and feature-wise, it has a lot of potential. Just a few things missing, I think, and then it will be, you know, a fantastic tool for gliders. Of course, it depends a little bit. If you're a real pilot and you want to train for real life flying, then Condor might always be your #1 choice, I guess.
Yeah, Condor is used for primarily training, flight schools, or even now with their own esports competitive league, esports.
Yeah, I've seen it, yeah.
The Condor FAI club.
Yeah.
Competition, to be more precise. It's a competition. Last year they had their first Grand Prix. This year they're still in preparation for the next one.
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool. I would love if they would use Flight Sim instead, though. But I guess it's not there yet. It's not ready yet, and I can understand that.
Well, the thing with MSFS and Condor 2 is, in Condor 2 you can have dedicated servers. Like, only the competition pilots can participate.
Yeah.
And therefore the server is not stressed out so much, and in the end it will be better for the performance for the actual competitors.
Absolutely, yeah. It has all the competition features. It also has broadcast tools and all that.
Exactly.
Even though the broadcasts, I'm not a big fan of. You know, you're basically looking at almost like looking at an Excel table. You don't really see the beauty of glider flying in those broadcasts, but that's, I know it's a hard sport to broadcast. It's not like Formula 1, where you can watch the action up close.
Yeah, you only have like a website open with a tracker showing with a position.
That combined with the old graphics, you know, and the old scenery.
Yeah.
You know, it's not looking like something I would love to watch. But for enthusiasts of the sport who have a deep understanding of the sport and how it works, and how a competition works, I'm sure it's interesting. It doesn't differ much from a real-life gliding competition broadcast, where you also don't really see much live action. You also really see, you know, graphs and stuff like that.
How competitions were flown before GPS was available for the public was also quite interesting. Pilots actually had cameras in the cockpit and had to photograph each waypoint.
Yeah, yeah.
And then also a photo of the altimeter right after that, or before taking the picture of the waypoint. And then it had to be decided, okay, was the waypoint flown correctly or not? And yeah. They are all, and to rule out that anyone just used old pictures, they gave fresh cameras to everyone.
It had to start somewhere, right?
Yeah. On our discus in our club, we still have the holes for the mounts for the cameras.
Cool.
They also had like on even older competitions, they had like a barograph in the back, which is just a recorder for the altitude. Like you still have these in flight data recorders on airliners. But these also were mandatory to give pilots a chance to validate their track they've flown.
So seeing that most of you are a little bit ahead of me, I would suggest, at least that's what I will be doing, is to drop down below 1800 feet for that next waypoint. But I'm not sure if all of you guys are flying the
I am
task.
way below.
Below?
Look to your 9 o'clock position.
Let me find your name tag. It's hard to see among all these name tags.
9 o'clock, not 6.
Sorry.
You left.
You left.
More to the left. Of the left of the glider.
Okay, sorry.
Well, I'm
okay, I see. That's there, and not seeing your name tag. Am I? I'm also trying not to crash.
Wait, no, I'm on your right.
Okay, now I see you.
Crossing paths with me.
I spent too much time looking at name tags. Now I see. I'm right behind you now. So, for whoever is trying to take this task seriously and is flying with us, the next waypoint is set, so you have to cross it below 1800 feet, so you can get a good view on that church that is in the lake. That means you'll have to do quite a bit of climbing after this waypoint again, up to this Dubai Glacier. But there's a valley we can fly in that is pretty much directly on course, and on the right side of that valley we should be getting lift. Let's see, I'll accelerate a little bit. I'm at 10,000 feet. I need to drop anyway, so we can give it the beans here. And Andreas is asking, are these Red Bull planes in game too? You mean the Red Bull...
I think he means the Red Bull Air Race.
Yeah, exactly.
Extra 300 H540. No, these are not in game. For FSX, they had a cooperation, but I don't know if they still plan to have something like this, like they had with Reno Air Races last year.
I mean, the extra 330 is in the game, right? But it's not the, I guess, the air...
Yeah, it's not the competition one, it's the two-seater one.
Yeah.
For the competition, they mainly use the single-seater version, although extra airplanes have somehow vanished completely from Red Bull Air Race from what I've seen in the past. It's mainly nowadays the H540, which is far more superior in performance.
We do have the Reno Air Race DLC though.
Yeah, but it's a shame that it's barely even played anymore. Like last time I checked last week, I actually waited half an hour to even get a match with one other player.
Really? That's interesting. Well, I've never even actually downloaded it or tried it, to be honest. but it looked kind of cool. But I'd rather spend my time in a glider, if I'm honest. Alright, the rest is ahead of us. Let's lose some altitude here. We can see if we can do a loop here over this ridge. Woohoo! Get the spoilers out, we don't want to be exceeding the safe speed limit, which is around 140 knots.
Well, airspeeds can, in real life, safely expanded in the green area.
Yeah.
In the yellow area, no air brakes, no flaps, and only small rudder movements.
No loopings, you say?
Loopings, yes, but only with a small rudder movement.
Right.
Otherwise, you can be overstressing the airframe, and you would have had wings at this point. You don't have wings afterwards, and maybe no life anymore, depending on the altitude it was on. Like on YouTube, you can actually find a video of a glider. Actually, I think glider DX Digit 200. It was doing a so-called flutter test. Like they purposely oversped the aircraft, and the wings began to flutter, and actually the plane disintegrates afterwards.
Something is terribly wrong with my altimeter.
Maybe press B. It should autocorrect the altimeter to your to the default atmospheric pressure, and therefore show the correct altitude again.
I don't think I've mapped that, or rather, I might have.
B is a default mapping.
Yeah,
of the
but I
key.
might have removed it because I removed a bunch of keys. So,
Okay.
Yeah. So because it says I'm at 6,000 feet, but I'm almost touching the lake. And the max altitude was 1,800 feet, or was that meter? I'm confused. That might have been meters. I ended there. Oh, that's stupid. I have to fix that. Either way, I'll just presume we've checked that off. You can see the church in the lake here. It's a very famous landmark. You can probably Google a better image. But we'll just assume we checked that turn point. I know, because I had my altimeter set to meters before, and that I took that as a reference, and then the B21 task manager or generator works with feet. But we'll be on our way to Stubai. We're flying into this valley now here. Hello Ethan Nagda, thanks for tuning in. Got the wind coming from our left, so this mountain to our right side should give us some lift. But we'll definitely spend a little bit of time now regaining all that altitude that we lost here. Did you do a low pass on that church, or?
Yeah, I did a low pass. I'm right behind you.
Cool, perfect. We'll just fly on the right side of this valley, into this valley, and then hopefully we should gain a little bit of altitude on our way. Fly a few loops, and then we'll see the beautiful Stubai Glacier, which looks absolutely amazing. I don't know if you're running on the default Bing maps or if you're running the Google replacement, but either way I think it should look nice. With the Google textures it looks really, really nice, I have to say. Ethan, the stick I'm using is a Thrustmaster, what is it called? E16000M? He's under 600M. And it comes with the thruster, the throttle, which is the TCW something throttle. It's a decent piece of kit. It's quite cheap actually. It's nothing fancy, but it works well. I think most people start off with the Logitech joystick. What is it called? Extreme 3D something Pro?
Yeah, something basic. I use an X52 Professional with some Logitech side rudder pedals.
Yeah.
The neat thing is the throttle lever and the joystick itself are separated and not like cluttered together like on most joysticks you get. So you have a more comfortable way of holding your controls.
Yeah, that's the same case with the Thrustmaster I'm using.
We have a slight issue. This valley is too turbulent in air to get sufficient lift.
It should be alright. It should be alright. If we're not too low, we can turn around and fly this switch one more time. I have an average of 1.7.
I turned on the engine electricity in case.
Yeah. I'll try to avoid that, but hopefully I can catch up with you. Hopefully I'll make it. We're pretty low, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm going to extend and use engine power.
Yeah.
It's not enough lift on this ridge.
Oh, there's ski lift. That's another mod I've installed, Project Lift. Very nice mod, adds quite a bit to the immersion. Okay, I might have a problem too.
Yeah, I suggest you to put out the engine too and rather play it safe than play too risky.
Yeah. Ooh, almost stalling here as well. Stall speed. Okay guys, engine is out. And Let's is still at 10,000 feet. I don't think he did the low pass.
Nope. The issue with flying so deep in the mountains is even if your barometer shows you that you climb, it can look to you you don't climb.
Yeah.
And that can terrify some pilots. Which is why some flight schools in the Alps even offer for pilots who want to fly in the Alps some extra training for flying in the Alps.
That definitely can't hurt.
Also, gliders have, due to their white paint scheme, which is on purpose, I can get to that in a bit.
Yeah.
Actually, gliders have to wear some orange warning markings on them. Yeah, definitely turn around. This is a dead end. This is a absolute dead end.
All right, I'm making a U-turn. As long as I still have the chance.
Don't stall! Don't stall!
Don't you have your engine running? But you're turning, I guess. You still alive?
I had to make a small landing. The strip I landed on is can be taken off from, so
Oh wow!
it's no issue.
You didn't
I
resort.
got too low and too slow.
You didn't resort to using the slew mode, though. Emergency in the Alps. It will be the new stream title for this video. Okay, I'm back at 9,000 feet. I will turn the engine off again.
We fly out of this valley and then this one river up north.
Yes.
Or southwards, the much wider valley. Whatever suits you more.
I'm flying towards north. Because we should have a ridge here that works. Engine goes back in. Alright, we're back in safe territory on a ridge that should be working. We'll make a few thousand feet here, hopefully. Or 1,000 at least. Chris Fincher, how do you hide the pilot? You press this button here on the stick in the game. I do that because I move my camera quite a bit further backwards, and if I don't hide the pilot, I end up inside the pilot. Are you playing VR? Yeah, then this will be very helpful indeed. VR is amazing, but I'm telling you, Tracker AR is doing a really good job. Head tracking is also quite essential when you fly gliders. I could not imagine flying without Tracker AR. It would be like flying blind, almost. Or yeah, you can use keys obviously to look left and right and up and down, but it's a bit fiddly. Yes, this ridge works very nice. Just have to make sure we don't go too slow.
Yeah, I'm heading out to the lake again, to the last waypoint.
Oh, you didn't go north, or?
I told you we go back to the last waypoint, and there we go, either north or south.
I went north before that already. Let's see, do I see
Well,
you?
that's another dead end.
Oh, no. This is fine. This is where I flew earlier today.
Yeah, but we obviously have some, even with the same weather preset, we have some different conditions today on this flight. So,
Do you think?
no flight is like the other. Always remember that.
Well,
Every flight is different.
theoretically, with the same weather preset. I mean, okay, it depends a little bit on...
Yeah, it's only settings you preset, but not what the game makes out of these settings.
Yeah. If time passes, obviously it changes a little bit, the position of the clouds, but, you know, the wind should stay the same.
Yeah, but in low altitudes, like we were in that valley, the wind gets more disturbed in its flow, causing the lift to not be efficient enough to keep a glider airborne.
Yeah, I guess it depends a little bit on the time of day, doesn't it? I don't know what...
Time of day, exactly, and as I said, low in these valleys, close to the ground, lift is no more efficient.
Yeah, that's true. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon here on my screen, if you wanna set it at the same time. But I'll wait for you anyway, regardless where you choose to gain altitude. I'll be pretty much...
Well, as I said, I'm going to fly out of the canyon we flew in, and I'm going for the valley in the south of the lake.
Okay.
Wait, let me check the map first.
I'm back at 10,000 feet.
No, the North Valley is better because that directly leads to Innsbruck.
Yeah. Yeah, you have the Stubai turn before Innsbruck, but of course it's pretty much on route anyway, isn't it? And it's up to you if you wanna take it or not.
As I said, I rather play it safe and sound.
Sure. No worries.
Even in a sim.
Yeah. But you'll miss out on a hell of a view on this Stubai Glacier. But you can see it on the stream later. I'll definitely go that way then.
Also, a small river valley also leads up to this waypoint. It would lose me some time, but we are not flying competitive, so...
Dude, take your time. I'm happy to wait for you if you want to follow my route.
Well, let's see how long it will take me to get even so far.
You've got an X56 Pro stick and you use OVR Toolkit, XSOAR and Kinetic Assistant as little windows inside the canopy. Yeah, XCSOAR is something I would like to try out sometime. I would love to have like a separate screen. If possible, if I could have that on my phone running, that would be nice. I think that should be working, right?
That works, yeah?
Mm-hmm. There's some useful information on that XCSOAR, but you know, I'm very... I prefer to not run too much third-party stuff because then, you know, it takes more time to set up everything and it's not as straightforward. If I have everything on the glider, like in this AS33, that is the preferred way. It even now has this thermal nav display page where you can track your climb. You can see these green dots. This is where I've got a lot of lift, and they get smaller as the lift disappears. So you can see where you need to fly to get lift. It's very helpful, especially if you're doing, if you're flying in the flatlands, if you're doing just thermaling. Obviously here in the mountains it's not that crucial because you know where the ridge is, so you know where to fly pretty much. Not the biggest fan of flatland gliding, but you know, it's almost like a discipline within itself. But yeah, once the weather is modeled accurately in Flight Sim, I'll definitely give some flatland glides a go. As of now, the thermals on the clouds, they do work. I haven't had much luck yet though with Live Fighter, but I think I just need to practice more and do more flights. Either way, I think we are good here with 11,000 feet. We'll just go en route to Dubai. And this is where the task is looking beautiful. Actually, I said I'd wait for you. Where are you at right now?
I'm still heading out of the valley of that lake we had as a waypoint to the north.
Right, and do I see you? Do I see your altitude? I don't think I see you right now. But how high are you? What's your altitude?
About 3,000 meters.
Okay, then you're pretty high. That's good. Okay, now I see you. I'm basically ahead of you. I'll just wait where I am currently. I'm pretty much en route, on the line of the route. I think you should be arriving here in a minute. Chris Fincher says there's a new trailer for the 40th anniversary edition that has glider footage in it. Wow, I need to check that out later. Maybe we can watch it on stream after we finish the task. I'm looking forward to see it. I hope this time it's not just a glider mod they're showing, like in the last glider related video they did. That was kind of funny. They had no footage of their own gliders, so they just took the discus and showed that in their glider teaser video. Without even asking, I think, the mod creator. But I think he took it well. He didn't like...
No, as far as I can see, I did a little peek, it's the LS8.
Yeah, but last time they showed the glider in a teaser video on the Microsoft channel. They took the Discus mod and showed that one a while ago.
Yeah, but as one of the stream viewers mentioned earlier, they announced the LS8.
Right.
And it seems in the video to be the LS8.
Cool. Looking forward to see it later. Look at this beautiful glacier. It's huge. Huge snowfield right there. It's really nice to see. Doing a few more turns here, waiting for Mo?
You can just go ahead. It will take me some time. I have some frame rate issues since I outlanded on the Alps right there.
But you were close a minute ago, weren't you? I lost you. Don't see you right now. So many name displays.
Yeah, I see myself on the stream.
Okay, now I see
Not
you.
to the right? To the right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Now I see you. Now I see you. Hard to judge how far away you are, though. Do you have the Stubai waypoint selected on your display?
Yeah, I have it selected.
How much distance does
It's
it say?
on my it's on my 2 o'clock position. I have to check the distance.
Mine says 20.4 miles.
It says for me 3,000 meters still. No, 2.24 miles.
24, yeah.
Sorry.
Then you're only 4 miles behind me. You should be able to catch that up in a few minutes, I believe, if you're heading the direction of the route.
I'm following this valley here.
Yeah.
As I said before, flying right through the valley, which we entered at first, is a bit too risky for me.
Yeah.
Especially since I have some frame rate issues right now, since, as I said before, landed in the grass. The AS33 has an issue with grass runways.
Yes, I'm familiar. That's a shame. Shame they didn't fix it with the last update. But I guess they don't know what's causing it.
Yeah, you know what? I'll remember my position I'm in. I'll restart the sim. I can barely fly like that.
Okay.
Like it's more of a slideshow.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't want to make it a competitive task anyway, so
No,
it
that's
doesn't matter
fine.
anyway.
Then I'll just go ahead and then you can just catch up. You can spawn next to me or whatever. You feel
Exactly.
like. All right. Good. Then we move on to Stubai over this beautiful snowfield here. Looking gorgeous. And mountain flying is the best. The best flying. Let's fetch. You're on 4,500 meters. Wow. Do I see you somewhere? I guess you're way ahead of me. You know, we did a low pass on that lake before, so we had to regain the altitude, and then we sort of went into this dead-end valley we had to get out of again. But now we're back in business here at 11,000 feet, which is still way below your altitude though, but we're well on our way now. You're 1,000 meters above me, yeah, I see that. But we're en route. And the scenery is looking brilliant here. I'll actually take a turn and fly over on that side of the ridge here. if I can make it. Regarding liveries, I believe if you have the livery installed, you should be able to see the multiplayer liveries of your friends. I do have some custom liveries, but nobody else has them, so I wouldn't expect them to show up.
I think I saw your custom livery.
Really? Highly doubt it. But maybe. That would be an interesting feature though. I don't know if you watch it on the stream, you could see the livery.
Also, I finally loaded back in. It's much better now again.
Yeah. This is a very annoying issue. Oh, I see Let's Vets above me now. Nice. Look at this beautiful mountain ridge covered in snow. This is looking so beautiful. Oh my god. Microsoft Flight Sim can look really, really astonishing in places. Absolutely amazing. This is quite the famous glacier here, I believe. Quite the famous hiking destination. I forgot the name though. It had some really long German name that I don't remember. It's a new Buzz Lightyear livery.
The Buzz Lightyear livery fit something else that's featured in that 30th anniversary trailer.
Okay.
And I won't say anything. I used the time to watch it.
No worries.
I won't spoiler you. Don't worry.
If you're still here and when we finish the task, we can watch it on stream together with the people, and we can react.
That sounds like a plan.
Oh my god, this looks amazing. And there's even the mesh detail is also quite decent here in these glacier crevasses. Absolutely beautiful. The only downside of this Google mod is that you can see the Google watermark if you fly close enough to the mountains. But that is not really bothering me.
It's just the proof that Google owns the world.
Yeah. Cool, that was a nice glacier, but this wasn't the Stuba glacier yet. Let's shoot through this gap here. Woo! Beautiful. And I believe they're making DirectX 12 improvements as well in the next update, as well as DLSS is coming, I believe.
Yeah, DLSS was announced for the next sim update.
Yeah. It's probably good for performance. I don't know how good it looks though with DLSS, but definitely worth trying out. You know, I'm running the sim in 4K and it's hard to maintain 60 FPS. But
Do you have VSync on or?
I do.
Okay. Well, it only says that it only can reach 60 FPS and not higher. That's only to reserve the remaining GPU power for other things.
I know, but the tricky part is not to fall below 60 frequently, at least.
Well, it's more important is to not drop below 30.
Yeah, for sure. But even below 60, there's some micro stuttering going on. And I
Yeah,
even,
of course,
I even have a
some-
G-Sync monitor, but there's just some small stutters. But for the most part, it's okay. Running at pretty high settings in 4K at almost 60 FPS all the time. It's pretty decent. And I'm using 90% render scale, not 100%, but 90%. But it sure makes the RTX 3090 work hard. Flight simulator.
Even my 3060 Ti is quite steaming with
Yeah.
with the flight sim running.
This Project Lift mod is super nice. I highly recommend everybody who flies regularly in the mountains to install it. Looks really well. See the ski lifts below me. Obviously looks nice in the winter too. And I believe they are even lit at night, if I read that correctly. Don't fly at night too often in the glider.
Well, doesn't make sense anyway.
Hey, let's
Especially since gliders actually, some gliders in FSF in the sim have position lights, but in real life, at most they have a strobe, and
Yeah.
that's only for better visibility below clouds or in the Alps.
This one does have strobe lights. I just turned them on so people can see it in the stream. It's on the rudder. It's on the rudder, right? Is it
Exactly.
Anywhere else? Okay.
Some people in my club, they own a Arcus, basically a two-seater discus with also with flaps and a retractable engine, and they have a strobe underneath the fuselage. And they said it helped them a lot being better seen in the Alps. So, I mean, even some companies in the recent years started to sell so-called front blitzer. It's
Yeah.
basically a strobe to the front, which just signals planes in front, because gliders have, as you can see, a very narrow body,
Yeah.
and therefore are pretty easy to be overseen. And these front blitzers, these strobe lights in the front, are meant to help make the visibility of the gliders even better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen those.
Another great feature which has been implemented over the last 7 or 8 years, I think, is the FLAM technology.
Mm-hmm.
It's implemented on the discos already in FSA in the flight sim.
Yeah.
It basically works like a radar. Other gliders which have FLAM on installed, or basically other planes in general, they communicate. The FLAM devices communicate with each other, share the data. How high are they? Which speed, climb rate, course, and based on these informations, they can determine, okay, are the planes on collision course? If yes, warn the pilot.
Yeah.
So it's like basically a anti-collision sensor in a car.
It definitely helps if you're flying, you know, in a group with other gliders, and you're, you know,
Yeah,
you're all flying in the same terminal, and you're really close to each other.
Exactly, like in thermals, in real thermals, you can get so close to other gliders that you can actually read the dials of other gliders. I've experienced that before in real life. It was cool, but also scary.
I'm just about to cross the Dubai Waypoint here. Super nice location also with the lift. And let's Fat, I saw your message in the chat. Feel free to join us. It doesn't matter if your English isn't great. Mine isn't great either. And worst case, you can also talk German if you speak German. I understand that too.
And if you have something to say to the chat, we can easily translate that for you.
Oh my god, this is beautiful. So I don't know where everybody else is, but I will just continue. Did I even cross the waypoint?
I can see you in the distance on my 3 o'clock position.
Yeah. I'm flying directly over the waypoint, but it doesn't want to turn it off, but I'll just...
Well, it would suck if you set the waypoint altitude somewhere below the actual altitude of the waypoint.
I did get the altitude or the elevation data from the B21 task planner.
I mean, you could also, if there is a tunnel, pull a Red Bull stunt and fly a plane through the tunnel.
Yeah. I just, went to the next waypoint. Doesn't matter if I got this one or not. It really doesn't. I know I flew over it.
In that case, in real life, you could have taken a picture with your wing showing.
Right. Well, I'm live streaming it, so the race stewards directors can check that if they want.
Exactly.
The lift, that's the mod called Project Lift. You can download it for free on flightsim.to. Just look for Project Lifts. It's a very, very cool mod, and it covers quite a bit of places. Basically all of Europe, North America. There is Let's Fets again. Whoa, collision course. Shame that the Discus looks in multiplayer like it has its canopy cover on. These multiplayer bugs, man. We almost collided there with Let's Fets. This is such a beautiful place.
That was a pretty good show of how close gliders actually can get in real life.
Yeah.
That's how close you get in thermals.
Yeah. All right. On to the finish point, which is in Innsbruck at the Bergisel ski jumping hill. Which unfortunately Innsbruck is not handcrafted unless you get the premium edition, I believe, of Microsoft Flight Sim. Which I haven't. Of course there's an Orbex mod, but it costs 24 euros, which isn't cheap for just one city and an airport. But yeah, Flight Sim mods have a history of being not very cheap.
Well, if they are meant to be well made, cheap ones of course are a bit cheaper or something.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of free mods, and some of them are amazing. Like the Project Lift mod is amazing, and the glider is freeware too, so I'm not complaining. Just saying, 24 euros. That's almost the price of the sim that you're spending on a mod, but. I guess that's a normal thing in Flight Sim community.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand the high prices for most mods because a lot of studies has to go into it, like flight tests with the actual plane in real life, the recreation of these physics in the sim versus all work which has to be paid off, of course.
Yeah.
So I can totally understand the prices for some modifications. One mod I cannot understand why it's paid is that C-130 in the marketplace, which doesn't even have a virtual cockpit. And the guy demands 15 euros
Yeah,
for a plane which doesn't have a cockpit.
it's a free market, right? You can buy it or not. It's up to you.
Yeah, but it doesn't make sense to me to pay for a plane which doesn't have a cockpit.
No, exactly.
I mean, I checked. I checked just before we started to fly here, and it is still to this day, for after being on the market for a month, it's still the worst rated mod you can buy on the marketplace.
Mm. I bought one plane, and that was the Kit Fox bush plane. I'm sure you know which one that is.
Yeah, the one in cooperation with Trent Palmer.
Actually, the version that came out before that one, and that one was not very good. You basically couldn't land the thing. It just didn't lose any speed, even with the flaps and everything, the brakes.
I remember the Coronado PA28 Cherokee or Warrior. After a sim update, I wanted to fly it, but I couldn't. Because the suspension was suddenly too sensitive, it was bouncing around like a pogo stick.
Yeah. Yeah, that happens.
Because I think Microsoft and Asobo changed something with its with the gravity of the game or something. I don't know.
Romano, yes, I've heard that there's a new trailer out and an announcement apparently, but I haven't seen it yet as I was busy flying. But once we're landing here in Innsbruck in, I would say, maybe 20 minutes, then we'll definitely check out the trailer. Looking forward to see it. They say November, okay. I was hoping a bit earlier, but I rather have them taking their time and make it good.
Also, I think they're launching in November because they want the glider pilots. And the gliding season generally ends in October.
Ah, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So until the end of October, glider pilots won't have the time to fly in MSFS because they're busy gliding in real life.
Let's do some loops for the hikers, as Bruno Wessel would say. In one of his famous videos.
One gliding YouTuber which influenced me and which whose death was pretty surprising and very emotional for me was Baleka from the UK.
Okay, I don't know that one.
Yeah, he died in 2015 or something already.
Oh.
Yeah, it was I think the crash happened during takeoff. Something went wrong while doing the winch launch. I don't know exactly anymore. But he did like he flew a lot on the English coast and did like low passes around hikers' paths.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun to do these things in the mountains. Obviously dangerous though. You have to know what you're doing. But since we're flying in a sim, I think it's okay to have a little bit of fun. Just don't do these things in real life maybe. Unless you really know what you're doing. Romano, I'm not flying in real life, but my buddy here, Mo, he's flying gliders in real life. And we have a...
I have Innsbruck inside. Seems like it's busy today.
Yeah.
Like I see about 6 different players there.
Yeah. We can land on the grass strip, it's fine.
Well, I will land on the runway. because I don't want another FPS drop.
Yeah, that's true, but we're about to quit then anyway. After the flight, it's okay. Oh, Let's Fat's also real pilot. I take it. That's cool. Guys, join our Discord. Link is in the description. It's the Soaring Club. We're hoping to do more flights like this in the future. And, you know, just hang out and chat about gliding and flight sim. And there's a bunch of real life pilots on the Discord. And if you are a real life pilot, just DM me and I will give you the real pilot role. All right.
Okay, final glide. I can dump my ballast.
Yeah, I wish I had any ballast left. Let's see what happens. No. Ah, yes. There's still a little bit in the outer wings. Bam, yeah, I've heard there's gliders in. There's an update about gliders. We will check it out as soon as we're landing here. We'll check out the trailer and see what's in there. Romano, I can only tell you that flying using the wind works really well already in the sim. You know, you can argue whether or not you get too much lift or too little lift from the amount of wind that there is, but with the wind and ridges, you can do, you know, cross-country flights in the mountains very well without the need of any other form of lift, as in, you know, thermals. They are nice to have, and they are there below clouds, from what I understand. But I really like the ridge soaring, which is my favorite discipline in gliding, as I love to fly in the mountains. And if you just set up the wind direction and the strength, that is all you need to do gliding. And I see Commander Novak is ahead of me, closing in on my,
I am low, but not slow.
yeah, I will just fly over the last waypoint, that is the ski jumping hill, and then I'll be on my way to the airport. Yeah, live weather is nice, but not every condition is a gliding condition, obviously. And I don't like to choose my gliding location according to real life weather. I rather adjust the weather to my gliding location. But I'm looking forward to give live weather a go soon. As soon as the weather has been updated a little bit more, I think there are some things that are still needed for it to work 100% as it should. There's still a little bit of work to do. But I think with next sim update we're getting a visualization of the updraft, which will help understand us exactly how it works. And that will be a great learning tool. See, Henry is also closing in on Innsbruck. I'm sure the people have finished the task a while ago and are just waiting for us. I know Henry is a very competitive and fast pilot.
I mean, that's why he didn't wait for us to be finished with Airto and just took off using his turbine.
So, there's the ski jumping hill. Bergisel right below us. And now, let's make sure we don't overspeed. We can get into landing. All the water ballast is out. We'll put the gear down. Put the trim into a neutral position. Wow, that's with the loops above Innsbruck. Nice one. Let's see if we can do one more loop. Yes, sir. Nice. Now we're ready for landing. These air brakes are super efficient, man. Don't even need full air brakes here. Coming in at very high speed, but I'll make sure to lose that speed as we approach. There's an airliner on the runway.
And the spring from the top, the stealth plane from the new Top Gun.
Should we land ahead of him or should we land on the grass?
I land on the runway,
Okay.
no matter what.
He doesn't seem to be.
I always land on grass on my normal airfield I fly at, so I'll give myself the luxury of landing on the real one.
Okay, now
runway with time.
he's actually taking off, so we're good. Ooh, coming in a bit slow. Not ideal, not ideal. That was a bit rough, but we're on the ground, safe and sound. Good stuff. Well, that was fun. I should have moved off the runway, but wow. What plane is that? Oh, that's the... I know which one. Nice, nice. That was beautiful. Lots of gliders landing. Love it. Love to see it. Thanks everybody who was joining me. Mo, Let's Fats, Henry. It was great to fly with you guys. Just flew off the runway. It's a busy airport here in Innsbruck. Wow. All right. Hang on a second. Does the display tell me anything about my task? It does. Where's the time though? I don't think the time counted. There was some waypoints I didn't properly check. Oh yeah, there was an alert for slewing. Did I slew during my task? I don't remember that. Plus motor. The motor I remember. Either way. What was the flight? 2 hours? 2 hours and a half? Something like that. Quite some epic scenery, especially in Stubai. The glacier looks beautiful. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And with that said, we'll get back to the menu and let's check out this announcement trailer that apparently has gliders in it. Let's see how we manage that. First of all, need to go to YouTube, I guess. Would it be on the Microsoft Flight Simulator channel? I would assume so. No. The latest video is 2 weeks old. Where would I find this then? On the forums, maybe?
Someone posted a link on the Discord server.
Ah, okay. I'll have a look in there then. Let's see, let's see. There it is. Okay, now in OBS, let's see if I can add this scene so we can see it. There we are. A bit off screen though, not sure why. I want to make sure that we can watch it together, you know? What if I full screen this? It's still offset. Why is that? Oh, because of my 4K monitor. I need to scale it down. Bit to screen. Right, then let's turn off the music. Turn on the YouTube sound. Let me know, guys, if you have sound. We have subtitles that say music. That's perfect. Make sure we watch that in high quality. Right, I think everything should work for us now. So let's have a look. What is the Wright brothers? Interesting plane. Spirit of St. Louis. That's the plane that crossed the, what is it called, channel? Isn't it?
No, the Spirit of St. Louis crossed the Atlantic.
Oh, okay. That's a cute little plane. Get some more water planes. Can't miss the airliners, of course. A310. Okay, here we go. Gliders. Yeah, baby. Looking good. Looks familiar. Nice. Looking very nice. Alright, some more helicopters. Sure, the heli crowd will also be glad to see that. Nice. Any more info in this? Coming November.
There's more to come in the video, don't worry.
Okay. So that was the LS8 that we saw there. Oh, holy. What is that? Are we looking at Elite Dangerous now? This looks like a space sim. What in the name?
Halo.
Oh, is that the Halo plane? Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a spaceship from Halo.
Okay. That's wild. I guess that's the surprise that we're talking about.
And that's why I said that would be
that's available today.
There's something coming that's more fitting for the Buzz Lightyear livery.
Okay, I gotcha. Interesting. Yeah. I mean, it's cool and all. It's probably not something I will ever try, but let's look at the gliders one more time. There it is. Maybe we can even slow that playback down a little bit. Yeah, so you guys saying this is an LS8. I'm not too familiar, but I guess it says LS8 on the side there. It's hard to read.
Now I can definitely identify it as an LS8.
Okay, yeah.
First of all, the wings.
Yeah, yeah.
The LS8 is famous for the upcurved wing edges.
That's a beautiful shot right there. We also see a little bit of the cockpit, which seems to be modeled
Yeah,
nicely.
which is also this panel right there, which I see now, is actually why I can definitely say it's an LS8. It's the standard shape for LS aircraft.
Hmm. This looks beautiful. I hope it handles well. I'm sure it will.
The LS planes are all known for their great handling, and the most part, which is also why flight instructors say be careful with the LS plane, are the air brakes. The air brakes on an LS aircraft are the most efficient ones you can get.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything interesting on this cockpit shot? Not really, is there? I mean,
No,
I see nice
standard,
detail.
standard instruments, speedometer, altimeter.
Yeah.
The little knob on top is the vent.
Mm-hmm. Also, the side window opening is beautifully modeled in 3D.
Yep.
Yeah, nice. Well, let's see how many gliders there will be at release day. Hope it's gonna be more than one. I'm pretty sure it will be more than one.
Someone in the chat said something about a DG 1001 coming also.
Oh, nice.
It's the mix of from DG, a mix between a basic training glider and a cross-country glider.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, they mentioned definitely multiple gliders being in the works right now. So I would assume.
Well, I mean,
there will be.
I think they are also working with other studios, like they did with some of the marketplace stuff, like the local legends or something. They worked there with Coronado as well, for example. So I'm pretty sure they maybe came up even to God Friends, maybe.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? I hope they match sort of the quality when it comes to navigation display features that we currently have in the AS33. And hopefully also tools that allow you to create gliding tasks within the sim, or at least, I don't know. I'm okay to use a third-party tool, but as long as the glider can read those files and display it in the proper format on the display, that is very much key for cross-country flying. I would hate to have to go back to third-party apps on my second screen or phone to navigate my task. So, but I'm confident they will probably have thought about that. Anyway, guys, I think we'll wrap it up here. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks everybody who was joining the flight today. Special thanks to our tow pilot and also the most active pilot here who was with me on Discord chatting with me. That was a very much appreciated company on this long flight. Hope we can do that again very soon. Everybody who wants to get in on the fun, please join our Discord. Link is in the description. We are the Sim Soaring Club. We're also on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram. And yeah, let's see if we can do some more gliding in the future. Looking forward to when these native planes come out. But until then, there's very good mods that provide a lot of fun. We also have a tutorial on how to get started on our Discord, so it's fairly easy and straightforward. Either way, I'll say thank you one more time, and Subscribe and like if you enjoyed this, and see you again next time. Take care. Goodbye.